would go to a class after his and would see people coming out and see him and was like, whoa, he seems really legit. And also I can barely child's pose right now. So I did not go to his class actually probably till a few months before the training at the recommendation of a friend, and I loved it, and I loved his authenticity. It was clear that he was very knowledgeable about the practice of yoga and was also someone with a lot of depth. And my husband actually was like, hey, isn't this the guy that you love taking class with? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, he's offering a training. And I said, well, I think he might have said something like that, but I never pay attention after the end of class to any announcements given. Sorry for that confession. Pretty much most of the things I'm doing in my life are long, arduous, and filled with a lot of failure processes. So I think it's just better equipped me to kind of deal with some of the new life paths that I'm on in general as well. I think the most practical takeaway was thinking about the relationships between poses, and that, which seemed incredibly obvious as soon as Kirtan said it, and I sort of felt like, wow, I should have figured that one out, which is that, right, sequences are related to, right? There's a Warrior 1 sequence and series and a Warrior 2 sequence and series, and you want to move your students in a way that warms them up to those poses and then work variations into those series that can work with different levels. And so just kind of realizing that there's this very beautiful relationship between your starting point and your peak point and your end point, and that a good yoga class is aware of that and utilizes that, was probably the most practical for my own home practice and then also in my teaching now. Sensing that Kirtan was a very spiritual and authentic teacher was very important to me going into the training, and I was very appreciative that that element was also incorporated in our class time and in our reading. I felt that the pacing was very doable. I think something shorter would have been stressful, and I think something longer would have sort of felt like it was dragging. So I really appreciated the time frame and kind of the every other weekend. I mean, it was definitely busy, but as someone who tends to thrive under a heavy academic course load, I thought it was fine and very doable.